as we worked this investigation on the state retirement side, it led to a much broader investigation working, like I said, multi-jurisdictional with federal agencies from the USDA, Northern District U.S. Attorney, FBI, as well as the local elected officials who've been very cooperative in working with us to make sure we protect the reputation and integrity of the taxpayers of Panola County and Mississippi. And I want to commend them for the job they've done, their cooperation. There have been times we have not been able to talk publicly because it has been an ongoing investigation. And for those of us in elected office, that's a very difficult position because we answer to the public and we should be forthcoming. But along the ways during the middle of the investigation, we have to tell our family and friends and neighbors we can't talk about it right now. And that's where we've been for several months as we've worked this investigation, but now it's all out in the open. Mr. Chandler has pled guilty. He's been a cooperative witness with the state, which led to 3 other convictions and guilty pleas in that. So today, it's my honor as the state auditor when we collect these funds to return to the county $85,678, and that would be on today's day. So if I can get a signature from the board here, top line. This concludes the financial recoveries that we can make on that front. So, gentlemen, thank you for your assistance and cooperation, allowing us to help you and the citizens of Panola County, and us being able to return that money. So,
Mr. Pickering, I appreciate everything you've done and your office has done in helping us recoup this money and straighten out things around here. Appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for the privilege of doing that and working with you. Any questions that we can answer?
Mr. Pickering, how much of this this money that you got from Mr. Chandler came actually from Chandler, and how much of it came from like bond money, being a bonded public official? And did I hear you say right? Is you have reduced his state retirement as part of his way of paying back?
The state retirement system has done that at our direction and cooperation. We work hand in hand with Pat Robertson and the staff at the Public Employees Retirement System, PEERS. So we worked with them, our PERS, I'm sorry. We have worked hand in hand with them to identify the funds, to go through it as the auditor financially, and then they have actually would be the ones that technically made that reduction. But yes, his retirement has been reduced so that it reflects the fact that he overpaid and he falsified records into the system.
How much came out of his own? Now, how much of the rest of it came out of his own pocket?
Now, the retirement system was a reduction of $126,487. That was the initial amount where they ceased his payments and were able to garner that money back into the retirement system. Okay. This money, this $85,000, I believe, came against the bond. No, it was directly from Mr. Chandler. We have from
really?
him.
Didn't know he had that much money.
Well. Whenever you've done what he did, what he pled to,
yeah.
he did have that kind of money. It was not spent. Unfortunately, a lot of times when we have these situations, the money has been spent, and because these individuals, they embezzle to meet their basic financial needs, or they're overspending. We had a large case in Jones County, my home county, several years ago of $250,000 in embezzlement. The young lady had just spent the money. There was nothing left to repay. In this situation, we had an individual who was trying to create some level of wealth.
So $85,000 came out of his own pocket. Did any of it come out of a bond?
We have not gone against his bond that I'm aware of at this point. I think all this money reflects money that either he has paid back or we've been able to garner through the retirement system by suspending or reducing his benefits.
Sounds like he needs to get a new job, get a new retirement, huh?
Well, he's got a retirement that he was actually earned, that he did earn. But the falsified part of it, no, he will not receive that.
How long have you been tracking this?
This case has been ongoing for a couple of years. And one of these financial cases, understand, they do take many months because you're going back and working through county records, you're going through bank accounts, doing a lot of forensic audit work, and in this specific case, you're dealing with federal grants, financial institutions. And so we've had multi-jurisdictions. So once we do our part, then we hand it off to the FBI, and they're going to do their portion. They're going to double check, and we're all validating one another. We've done the same thing with the PERS system here in Mississippi, the state retirement system. So this has been a long-term process, and then we get to the court proceedings, and we got to deal with the whole court and the court calendars and dockets. So this has been a long time coming.
So on top of just paying back the money that he's embezzled, what other fees or fines or penalties is he looking at?
Well, what we're looking at here, Mr. Chandler himself will be, my understanding, I believe it's during the month of May, he will actually be sentenced. He's already pled guilty. He was a cooperating witness with the state, and in May he will be sentenced for his guilty plea. And what that'll be, we'll have to wait sometime next month to find out.
He pled guilty on 2
What is
counts, did he not?
He did, I believe so. I'll have to check on that for sure off the top of my head. But what we've got today that's represented, just to break it out for you, is a principal amount of $76,000. It's all in the press release for you. Over $9,000 in interest and over $9,000 in investigative costs. And that is the man hours and the resources that my office had to put into recovering these funds and bring this case to conclusion.
It seems to me it's just like the state coming back at him and saying, well, just get us back to even. But apart from that, you're okay.
No, again, sentencing has not taken place.
Okay.
On the criminal side. This is simply representing the civil side, the monies that were lost by the county. We can recover the actual money, the interest, and the investigative costs, but any penalties will be imposed by the courts.
As I say, your job's not to impose penalties, your job is just to get the state's money back.
Correct.
Okay.
That makes sense. So two different portions of this.
Okay.
This is the civil side. The criminal penalties will come through the court system at his sentencing in May.
Is there a range of what he's looking at as a time?
There will be some, but again, as a cooperating witness, I'm sure that will go into that, but that'll be between the U.S. Attorney Office and the federal judge is exactly what that sentencing will wind up being. I learned a long time ago never to second guess a federal judge.
Is he in jail right now?
No.
You've been a busy guy. I mean, you've got this going on. You got the thing over at Tupelo going on. Is this unusually busy for you, or is this normal?
Actually, not at all. We've got right at 200 active cases that we're working across the state of Mississippi of potential embezzlement or fraud. So we take our job very seriously. We're very busy. We've got a little over 20 investigators who are out there, that are sworn law enforcement officers who are working these cases. And so, unfortunately, when it comes to public corruption and fraud, we're very serious about it, but at the same token, it is a target-rich environment that we're in.
Is there anything that can be done to prevent this kind of thing from happening? That seems like a lot of cases, a lot of taxpayers' money.
We are working, one division that we have beefed up over the last couple of years in the auditor's office is our technical assistance division, who works directly with our counties, our local governments, our school districts across the state, and our state agencies to make sure that they're addressing their internal controls, to make sure the checks and balances are there, especially when it comes to handling not just on the large-scale financial matters of the counties or school districts, but also on the tellers at the windows, the people that actually handle the cash. You know, do we have the proper checks and balances in place to make sure that at the end of the day, the taxpayers and voters of not just Panola County, but Mississippi have confidence in their system, that everything is above board and legal?